Hi and welcome to Coming At You from Triple M Ravenswood Raceway for this, the East versus West Nitro Funny Car Challenge. Stuart Bond joins me now, Stu, and it's going to be a big night's racing.
The Channel 10 East versus West Nitro Funny Car Challenge will be very important for both these teams. The Carters from Victoria and Alan Green and Alan Dobson from Western Australia have 1 month until the Australian National Championships, and these teams need to get to that event on top. They both want to be the team that has a chance to win. They both want to do well here tonight at Triple M Ravenswood Raceway.
We're going to start the action with Super Comp. Super Comp and first out, Ian Johns, the quarterfinals. Johnsy running this beautiful EB Falcon, a 500 cubic inch Oldsmobile engine on board. And up alongside him, Rob DeMamiel.
Ian Johns surprised a lot of people by going to the General Motors engine, but you can see from the burnout the power this car now makes, putting him under his national record. His competition, Rob DeMamiel, moving from the traditional Chevrolet small block to a Buick small block in this car, has improved his personal times, but in this race will really be doing the chasing. A smaller cubic inch in the engine, he gets to lead the start line first. If he's not in front at half track, it could be all over for Rob DeMamiel.
Both vehicles locked away, we're ready to go racing. Johnsy came out hard and fast. DeMamiel's got some problems in the far lane, and Ian Johns picks up the win at 8.25 and 2.35 Ks.
George Saparovich, 500 cubic inches of Pontiac in the Nissan, and a strong burnout from him.
Up alongside him, Terry Stacey right on the reg limiter as the car comes out of the burnout.
A little rotary-powered car will have to chase hard. Terry now holds the national record for speed for a rotary-powered sedan. Is it going to help him against this 460 cubic inch Pontiac?
Well, Terry comes out, the car looks a little bit ragged, and around the outside goes George Saparovich. George is on a good number. He's going to pick up the win with a 9.14 at 192 Ks.
Stacey running a long way slower than his best pass. Errol Quartermain has a 6-cylinder Ford with a turbocharger, and his competition will be the Buick-powered Commodore of Steve Flynn.
Steve Flynn, the Protec Powder Caters car. Errol Quartermain, the Crow Cams Tirana.
Quartermain with a big chase here. The V8 getting a head start. The turbocharged 6-cylinder hasn't really got the horsepower to catch him. If he's not there at half track, he won't be in the race at all. And Flynn eases the car down to a 9.0 win.
Top Comp, the compulsory qualifier now. And these boys are having a great season. Clive and Roy Hudson.
Bill Jakovich made a return to drag racing at our last event, a supercharged small block Chevy in his rear engine dragster. The team have really got a handle on the engine, making lots of horsepower, and in this qualifying round they just want to go faster than they've ever been before. Looking for personal best in qualifying.
Dragster comes out fast and is going to go on with the win this time. Jakovich is on a good number and gets there with a 7.69 at 283 Ks.
Team's very happy with that. John Napier has an aluminium alcohol burning funny car, and this Pontiac is a big charger at the top end of the track. A few problems off the start line have slowed him down, and Roy Scott is also coming up against a few problems. Here's a teething problems as his brand new car is put on the track for the very first time.
John Napier has his car up for sale, and what a car to buy. Roy Scott back at the track for the first time with this brand new combination.
Both cars leave the start line fast, but Napier leaving a red light behind, going before the green light came on. A foul start for him. His 7.25 qualifier will still count. An 8.29 for Roy Scott. Ian Brown driving the Lush Brothers AA Engineering Boston Strangler. Very tough car, has the potential to run 6-second passes at will.
Another guy that's had a great season, Trevor Morrison. Great to see him back at the track. Had a season's layoff and is doing very well in the Little Altered in the Castrol GP50 lane. Ian Brown, as Stewie said, a brand new combination this year.
His competition is Trevor Morrison. The engine has a tune-up from Peter Versma's Welsh Blue Automatics, and it hits very hard at the start line. The funny car is overstaged, parked up on the headers. The time won't count, but we'll see how his speed is, and it's very quick. 324k during one of his huge burnouts.
And Stu, that was a monster.
An incredible burnout from Murray O'Connor's XM. The changes he has made has been to increase the horsepower of the car, take a bit of weight out of the vehicle and move his class up to Dobbo V gas. The signal he gets that the burnout is long enough is when he can't see where he's going, Frank. He's on the brake and ready to back the car up now.
The cockpit full of smoke. The door comes open. The smoke starts to clear. Murray O'Connor will select reverse gear and back it up. Straight over those hot, sticky patches he's just laid down.
His competition will be the Wood brothers, and they are the favourites of the Holden and Chevy fans. So a great battle here, Ford versus Holden, and the mighty 327 small block Chevy in the Wood brothers Tirana will need to fight hard to keep up with Murray O'Connor. Both cars in the same class, both cars have the same weight when that weight is divided by the cubic inches in the engine. Dobbo V gases head to head.
Interesting stuff here. Barry and Ricky Wood putting the car together. Murray O'Connor looking very relaxed inside the cockpit of the XM Falcon.
Shifts all the levers forward. He is now in first gear, and the crew are bringing him up on the starting line. Lenko transmission, you pull a lever for each gear change. And Murray goes to second gear, picks it up, pulls third gear in the car. He's happy with it, doing 280 Ks and throws the parachute out the back. A 796 at 287 Ks for Murray.
Neil Anderson, the big custom line. And what a monster burnout. Oh, that's a big one. The crowd will love this.
They really do love this Donovan-powered Ford. The retro look is popular. Alongside him is Greg Byrne in Wally Cleese's funny car. 500 cubic inches, a Sonny Bryant engine, a very, very tough blowing big block Chevy.
Well, both these guys will be very anxious to put down a good time here. Both having great seasons.
The funny car has run quicker than the national record that it currently competes on. Hopefully they'll reset that at the Western Nationals in March.
Both cars on the noise. The clutch has gone away in the custom line.
See all the clutch smoke out the front, out the back, Frank. They've worked hard to get that car to turn the clutch, and it has just burnt the clutch right out of the vehicle. An easy win for Byrne and Cleese.
Well, the Nitro funny car's on the track. Alan Dobson behind the wheel. Let's watch the burnout, then talk to Alan Green.
While Alan Dobson does the driving of the Green Machine, the man who supplied the car and also the horsepower is Alan Green. Alan, it must be very hard to see your baby going down the track without you.
No, it doesn't worry me. He's doing such a good job. I wonder if I have to have a drive myself at all.
It must be a day you're looking forward to. At the moment, though, the team have really come together. They look very calm and confident. And another night of racing tonight before you go to the Nationals in February.
Yeah, we're not overconfident, but we had a good run first time out, and we just hope to be able to back up and do the same thing.
The competition today, Darren and Jim Carter. Jungle Jim bringing the car over from the East Coast. Darren driving the car, and Jim is the crew chief man. Stewie Bond, this is going to be a big day.
A very exciting day for Nitro racing in Western Australia. The Carters bringing themselves to the west to compete with the best. And we spoke with Jungle Jim a little earlier today. Nitro drag racing is the toughest motorsport in the world, and when you put 5,000 horsepower into a short wheelbase car, the sedans get very, very out of shape. Jim Carter and his son Darren have brought their Nitro funny car to Western Australia, and Jim, you've got a brand new look for this trip over.
Yeah, we thought we'd keep in tradition with the rest of the times that we've been here. We brought out the new Oldsmobile Cutlass this time to give it a try out. We did some testing at Calder, and it was just absolutely superb. The motor is beautiful. We had a real good trip coming over. Hopefully, for the fans that have supported me in the last 4 seasons that I've come here, we can turn it around and give them a spectacular show, which I just hope to goodness that we can do.
Well, the testing Jim Carter was talking about was in the clutch system. They've been applying the horsepower earlier and earlier, getting very brave with their Oldsmobile funny car. They're hoping to cut a 60-foot time of a 0.9, and that is extremely quick. About 3 Gs on Darren Carter as he leaves the start line. Both cars are now armed. The second fuel pumps are turned on. The Nitro is coursing through the engines, and the crew chiefs are happy. The drivers need to bring them into stage.
Well, both vehicles leave the line. Carter with a big sideways shuffle.
Carter applying the clutch too hard, turning the tyres off the start line, giving a win to Dobson. Dobson with a 592, and the crew will be wrapped. Look at that again, Frank, as the lights go green. Both cars hit hard off the start line, and about half a second into the pass, Darren Carter's car applies full clutch. The back tyres break loose, and there's nothing he can do. Alan Dobson's car applies the clutch about 2.5 seconds into the pass. It allows him to leave the start line nice and steady and roar through the top end.
To Raceway, the semi-finals of Super Comp.
It's tough to say, but the Oldsmobile engine sounds very, very strong. Ian Johns and a 500 cubic inch Olds alongside him. We have Steve Flynn and 340 cubic inches of Buick. Two cars racing in different classes, different sized engines. The cars are different weights, and as such, Steve Flynn gets to lead the start line first.
Both these vehicles with immaculate preparation. Steve Flynn in the Castrol lane, Ian Johns alongside him in the motivation lane. Flynn comes out hard and fast, Johnsy's on the chase, but I think there's problems for Flynn, and Johnsy's coming around the outside. No, he's not.
Really looked like Johns was going to get there, but an 8.30 well slow. Flynn gets the win with an 8.97.
George Saparovich would welcome yet another win. He's had a great season here, Stewie, at Raventon Raceway.
He is settling into this Pontiac-powered Nissan like you wouldn't believe. 2 seasons of being on the outside, and now this has become the team to beat.
And indeed, backing the car up. The car looks a treat prepared by Bob Campbell.
Saparovich going on a by-run. Competition in the other lane, unable to front. Automatic red light for the solo. Doesn't matter if he red lights on a solo pass. And Saparovich happy to launch hard and test the car for the final.
Well, the shootout round for our top comp eliminators now. Murray O'Connor on the track. Up alongside him, John Napier with a big, strong burnout.
I think John Napier's been watching Murray O'Connor's burnout, Frank. Took that one a long way down the track. Not usual you see the funny cars perform a burnout that far down.
Both vehicles locked away. We're ready to race. The 3 counts down. O'Connor comes out. Oh, and Napier's come out on a red light. He gives it away, and Murray O'Connor's on a good number. Picks up the win with a 7.62 at 292 k's.
Fast over for the Falcon, a 7.62. Ian Brown and the Boston Strangler, a very tough car. His competition is Bill Jakovich.
Well, Jakovich coming back to the track last meeting. Didn't have the best of times and will be out to redeem himself this time round.
350 small block Chevy, a supercharger on this car, making a lot of squeeze. Jakovich new to the supercharged engines, but isn't frightened by them and is very happy to push the car hard. Showing Ian Brown that they have the parachute pins. The parachute system is now armed. Browning is on his way.
Jakovich comes out hard and fast. Brownie's on a good number, hooks it over near the wall.
Very close to the wall, missing it by millimetres, gets the win with a 6.41. Look how close he got. An incredible pass from Ian Brown. Stays on the throttle, keeping the car straight.
Well, there's the mouse.
The mad mouse comes out to play, and you know the Wood brothers are on the way.
These guys on a great season too. Clive and Roy Hudson. Clive behind the wheel of the funny car, and these boys will be very anxious to do well here.
Well, Beecham's funny car has been in the hands of the Hudson brothers this season, performing very, very well. A big block Chevy in the car, and alongside a 327 small block Chevy in the Tirana. Double B gas sedan gets to go first. The funny car has to chase. If he catches him by half track, we'll have a race, but it looks like the Tirana is doing it easy. Barry Wood gets the win with an 8.30 at 267 k's.
Greg Burns coming out now.
Control burnout from Burnsy, floating the throttle, keeping the car under control. Alongside him, Roy Scott with a brand new car, brand new combination. Not keen to over-rev it or to overextend himself at his first meeting. Roy Scott happy just to clean the tyres and get the car ready to stage.
Well, Roy Scott sounding a lot better than he did early on in the piece. The tree counts down. Roy Scott comes out hard and fast, but so too does Burnsy. Burnsy's going for the big outside pass and is going to be on a good number again. Gets there with a 7.24 at 303 k's.
Trevor Morrison has this car tuned by Peter Versmer at Welshpool Automatics. Peter, a very experienced top alcohol tuner, and the crowd really love the look of this little altered. Versmer working on the car right now. He's at the tacho checking the RPM of the car during the burnout.
Car running very fat indeed.
Very, very rich, keeping the engine safe but also making lots of horsepower.
Trevor Trevor Morrison drives it out hard. Lots of flame all the way down the quarter. It looks like it's going to be a good pass. A 7:23 at 2:79k.
Every time the car comes out, it gets quicker and quicker.
Well, Nitro action now, and Alan Dobson's on the track.
5,000 horsepower crosses the start line like a tractor, and there is no turning back. A big burnout from Dobbo. Darren Carter has seen the burnout. He is going to get out there as well. Turns the tyres hard, but shuts the car down early. A bit worried about an over-rev, I think, Frank.
Well, he was indeed. Jungle Jim helping back the car up there. A brand new body for the car this time round, and Jungle Jim taking a look inside the cockpit. Young Darren behind the wheel.
Jungle Jim's happy with all the gauges, gives Darren the thumbs up, and both cars are in stage. Darren Carter, a problem on the start line, a problem with the clutch again, shuts the car down. Alan Dobson on a solo and drops the headers at the top of the track. A 585 dragging the headers through the braking area. Wild pass for Alan Dobson. I'm certainly glad he's in the car and not me.
Supercom.
George Saparovich, a Pontiac-powered Nissan. And a big cube Pontiac making lots and lots of horsepower. George's competition is Steve Flynn. And a Buick engine in this Commodore will have him out there trying to stay in front of the 460 cubic inch Pontiac. These cars are in different classes. Flynn gets to lead the start line first in this race, Frank.
Yes, he does indeed, and he'll have to work very hard because Saparovich in top form here at Ravenswood Raceway. Look at that, Saparovich with the big wheels up launch, starts to come at him around the outside. Looks like Flynn's got some problems. Saparovich running on with it, and he's going to pick up the win with an 810 at 276k.
Flynn's 890, still a very creditable time. This is the consolation final of Top Comp, and Barry Wood with a big burnout.
Trevor Morrison, the car certainly working well for him now. Morrison in the little altered, Barry Wood in the HP Tirana.
The crowd loves both these cars. The Altereds, a tradition in drag racing, starting with the hot rods from the 1940s and 50s, and now we have the wild Altereds. You see, an example is Trevor Morrison in the Castrol Lane.
3 counts down, Barry Wood comes out first, lets the car drift out near the centre line. Morrison's on the chase, but Wood's on a good number and he's going to get there with an 838 at 267k.
After Morrison's 7-second passes early in the day, it looked like he was going to get the win, but turned the car down at about half track.
This is the one they've all waited for.
Murray O'Connor, another huge half-track burnout. A strong burnout from Ian Brown and the Lush Brothers Boston Strangler funny car.
Murray O'Connor very confident. Remember, came to grief here a couple of weeks ago off the end of the quarter. Will be anxious to redeem himself.
Stage. O'Connor leads hard and Brown turns the tyres from the start line. A lot of problems with the funny car. Murray O'Connor, another easy win, and his second 7.6, backing up his fast time earlier in the day. Oh, Frank, look at that. Head of flames and everything. Alan Dobson, a huge burnout from the Nitro Funny, and here's Darren Carter.
Well, Darren Carter on the track. So too Alan Dobson, and Dobbo Stu will be anxious to make it 3-love in this set.
Well, one of the toughest things in drag racing is to do your burnout and not make it through all the smoke from the car in the other lane. Darren Carter knows that Alan Dobson is on a boil right now. Very happy with the car. Alan Green giving him lots and lots of horsepower, and the Green Machine team setting the car up to a T.
Well, both these cars with immaculate preparation. Congratulations to both the guys. The body's up on Dobbo's car and the guys are making the final adjustments. So too with Darren Carter.
They turn the second fuel pump on. There is lots of fuel available for the engine. The computers are turned on to track the engines down the track. And Carter has to get off at half track as he turns the tyres. Dobson drops the headers again and gets his 6th win in a row with a 580. This is awesome. The headers drop on the left side of the car. A big risk right here that the headers could go under the back tyre and blow a slick at nearly 400 kilometres an hour. Alan Dobson holds onto the car, gets the parachute out.